Everything you need to maximize your crypto journey is here at PDAX Prime. With PDAX Prime, you'll have direct access to the crypto market, allowing you to trade over 50 tokens, including exclusive OTC coins, faster and at competitive rates. PDAX Prime also has a dedicated team of experts who are passionate about crypto and other solutions to help you make the most out of your crypto journey. Plus, as a PDAX Prime client, you'll have early access to our wide array of crypto learning sessions so you can stay ahead of the curve. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join PDAX Prime today. The PDAX Prime service you love just got even better. You can now trade a total of 70 tokens through our trading desk. Our selection of cryptocurrencies includes 19 new and popular tokens, namely USDT and Polygon Network, WETH and Polygon Network, CRO, Algo, BUSD, Ape, Tron, Gala, and more. With PDAX Prime, you have more trading options than ever before. Contact our PDAX Prime team today to know how you can start your journey towards a successful crypto trade. Visit prime.pdax.ph or email prime@pdax.ph. We're making it rain tokens and gift vouchers here at PDAX from August 15 to September 30 to make your crypto experience even more exciting and rewarding. Simply sign up on our web exchange or mobile app and get your account verified to receive 100 pesos worth of Bitcoin. Just use the promo code HelloPDAX100. And if you're making your very first cash-in deposit, just type in the promo code CASHIN150 and you'll be rewarded with 150 pesos worth of Ethereum. But wait, there's more! You could even get a chance at winning giveaway vouchers worth 250 pesos after you've claimed your Bitcoin or Ethereum reward. PDAX is choosing 10 winners per week for the duration of the promo. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now and enjoy the rain at PDAX. Visit pdax.ph or download the app today.
Minsan kasi ang tao na-attract yan, oy, kumita ka, oh, ang ganda ng percent mo, port snapping eh. But at the end of the day, for me, it's important we tell them outright, crypto is not for you. Build your savings first. There are times that, I would want to be upfront to them and say, teka lang, hindi para sa ito. I need you to make sure you don't spend the money you will need to buy food tomorrow and invest on crypto. Mali yun. No? So, yun yung exam ko. If you get lower than 16, build your savings muna. And kasi mag-iiba yung yung decision making mo on trading. Ibang-iba yan. If you have money versus you don't, ibang-iba yan. And if you go to me and you tell me, Coach, gusto ko matuto, I have this amount of money, then sige, we'll take the exam. Pero pag you tell me, wala na po akong pera, Coach, how can I learn? You build first your financial acumen. Maybe crypto isn't for you because it's a very highly volatile. Ang ayoko mangyari, pinangutang mo yung pera mo pang trade, kawawa ka.
All right, all right. Good afternoon, Mr. Jed. How are you doing?
Doing great. Good afternoon, Pat. How are you?
I'm doing very well in this gloomy Monday. Siya nga pala, everyone, please keep safe. Typhoon Carding, di ba? Really hope that everyone is well and safe and with your families right now. Swerte lang tayo, I think, Jed, no? We live in Metro Manila.
Yeah.
Nagkataon lang that, the storm spared most of the brunt of it. We were spared from the brunt of the storm here in Metro Manila. But I heard, narinig ko sa mga um, Royce Joshua, good afternoon. Narinig ko sa mga kaibigan namin na like, cities like Cab City got hit really hard. So, if you're someone living there, we hope you're safe and please do reach out to us if you need any help. No? Yeah, so welcome again. Medyo sober ang start natin sa Fresh Money because of Typhoon Carding. But, you know, the show must go on and we are here to learn more about cryptos, NFTs, metaverse, and all about Web3 here in PDAX Fresh Money. Today, we have a very special guest. Again, round two ng, this is the second time for in Fresh Money because we absolutely enjoyed his first time. And this time, he's going to talk about more about his other projects in a project, a special blockchain project that he's very passionate about. But before that, Jed, I think we have some very special announcements for all of our viewers right now.
Yes. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see it?
Yep, I see that.
Right.
So yeah, Jed, why don't you do the announcements?
Yeah. To our viewers today, we have three new cash-in channels. So starting today, you can cash in via Robinson's Department Store, or SM Department Store, or Palawan Pawn Shop. So we're making cryptocurrency even more easier to access and easier to trade for you guys. So you can use this channel wherever it's more convenient. You can access 30 different channels available right now with PDAX. So I hope you guys enjoy this and continue your trading experiences with us.
All right. So just to repeat, everyone, um, trading in PDAX, cashing in has never been easier.
That's
We
right.
have three new ways to cash in. So, wala na kayong excuse. Cash in now and trade with PDAX. May Palawan na yan, ha? Palawan na yan. And Robinsons and, of course, SM. So, download the app. Try it out. By the way, marami kaming new tokens. We just listed 9 new tokens in our app. So, play around with the app, get a good feel out of it, and cash in now. By the way, Jed, ang alam ko, we also have promos for cashing in and for being verified. So, please guys,
Mhm.
try nyo yung app natin. Ang alam ko, there's a code there called Hello PDAX 100. Pag nag-verify kayo, you get
That's right.
100 pesos free. Is
Yeah.
that correct, Jed?
Yep, that's right.
Yep. And yon. So, you have no excuse, guys. Cash in kayo and you have free 100 if you get verified. Number two, Jed, some very important announcements. I know pinag-usapan ko to last week, which is the Digitex event. No? So, um, and what this all about is that this is a partnership between uh, PDAX and De La Salle University, organized by none other than YGG Alerts, Arpo and Fee. Thank you again for putting this all together. Quick updates. Supposed to be nag-start na tayo for this virtual exhibits at Decentraland and in via Zoom webinars by all of your favorite crypto influencers supposedly today. Because of the storm, na-postpone to. So please stay tuned. We will be announcing the new dates. Most probably, it will just be 1 week away. So instead of today mag-start, next week mag-start. And Jed, if you could skip to the slide where we talk about all about the mana and the DCL giveaway, just as a reminder, so yan, as Jed quickly goes through that, nagbibigay tayo ng libreng mana po. Basta sign in lang sa PDAX, register, verify, and you get a chance to win free mana tokens. Ang top raffle is 2,500 pesos worth of mana tokens deposited in your PDAX account. Number two, we're giving away free NFTs na Decentraland wearables. So nakita ko na yung designs, really cool. It's a t-shirt with the DLSU and the PDAX logo. Super nice, guys. All you need to do is go to our drop by to our Twitter page of PDAX. Nandun lahat ng details on how to join these two giveaways. All right. Next, if you could go to the other slide, Jed. Uh, Okay, so no, medyo banda huli. So guys, sobrang exciting nito. Just to repeat, you can join two things, no? You can go to the webinar and listen to all the people talk. Ako rin magsasalita ako. And then number two, you can just walk around in the Centraland. Go to the Henry C. building, go to the PDAX building and learn more about the schools and also PDAX, no? So that's it. Now for more exciting announcements, everyone listening, mas malaki ang premyo natin today. Jed, if you'd like to announce what prizes we're giving away right now.
Right. So our prizes for this episode, or maybe for even future episodes, we're going beyond from our usual three winners of winning 300 pesos worth of crypto. Now we are including five more people in our prize list. Five more people have a chance to win 500 pesos each. 500 pesos of crypto of their choice. Is that correct, Pat?
Yes, of course. So
Very
again,
exciting.
three winners of 300 pesos worth of crypto, five winners of 500 pesos each worth of crypto. Reminder lang po, this will be paid via the PDAX app. So please sign up now. And how will we choose the winners, Jed, for these prizes?
The winners will be chosen for those people who ask very insightful questions to our guests or even to ourselves, to me and Pat. So make sure if you have any questions about the crypto or the markets, make sure to type it away in the comments and we'll make sure to answer it as soon as we can.
All right, Lloyd Sanoy, how to convert it to cash. Sobrang dali lang. Pag napunta na yung crypto sa app nyo, it's just a single click. Crypto, convert to PHP, that's it. Cash na yan. Pwede nyo na i-cash out sa favorite cash out channels nyo or actually i-trade nyo sa loob ng PDAX app. All right, so please, everyone listening, stay focused, listen carefully to the discussions and ask the interesting questions. All right, let's get on to it. Jed, if you could do the honors of introducing our guest for today.
Right. So our guest for today, as you mentioned, Pat, is another veteran of Fresh Money. We enjoyed our first episode with him, wherein we continued talking to him at the backstage once the stream ended. Jay really had so many interesting insights to share, and I'm sure this episode will be no different. So stay tuned in this episode because he will be dropping an alpha not just in Cosmos but in other chains as well. But of course, this is not financial advice. This is only for educational purposes only. So without further ado, let's all welcome Jay Jaboneta.
All right, Mr. J, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, fortunately. I hope you're doing well as well, Pat and Jed, and to all our listener and viewers. I know that we recently I think paalis na si Typhoon Carding. So hopefully everybody is now in a better position.
Yes. I hope so too. Thankfully, Jay, kami ni Jed, we're safe. Our families are safe. How about you, Jay? Okay ka naman dyan?
Yes, okay naman. We were, we got a lot of notifications on our phones. And yeah, so we were quite ready. So I think and especially good na parang hindi masyado natamaan ng Metro Manila. So I hope na makarecover agad no yung mga badly affected in Central and North Luzon.
Yes. Sana nga. But Jay, we're so happy and excited to have you here again in Fresh Money. I think the last episode was truly mind-blowing. We talked about so many things, but this time I heard that you are here especially to talk about new crypto projects. So before we go into that, Jay, for the benefit of the new listeners out here, maybe you could tell us from the last time that you joined Fresh Money, what has been new with Jay Jaboneta?
Thank you. Yeah, actually I have something to update or report. So I think mga May yata yun, Jed, no? May or June. when
Yeah.
I last spoke here at Fresh Money, and at that time, actually, I was still exploring my options. So currently, if you remember, I was into Bitcoin and Ethereum way back in 2015, 2016, and then I was in DeFi. They call DeFi summer, late 2020. But currently, I've always been looking at like making a move to Web3 or crypto. So I currently joined a project that's building a new Cosmos chain that's looking to like launch a stablecoin project. We're still on stealth mode, so there are not, there are a lot of things I can't share yet. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to be finally working in the space. Not just like a spectator or observer, but someone who can really influence. So I joined as like head of external affairs. I'm in charge of marketing and also business development. So I'm really looking at like the entire space to learn from like other projects that have have made it big.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Can you tell us more about, actually, Jay, I know how you feel also kasi before I've been just a spectator. I mean, tumitingin lang, nag-invest konti, but now it just feels very different once you're inside, no? And you're actually building. So it feels so good na, especially for people like us who are true believers in crypto. Can you tell us more? Ano nga ba ang parang up to the certain extent that you're allowed to speak, no? Tell us more about this new project. And ano ba yan? What is it all about? Kahit general terms and saang chain natin mahanap siya?
Yes. So I think lahat tayo familiar no with the concept na yun yung principle nga ng Web3 no, or if we extend it a bit to the open metaverse, 'di ba? The concept is really the principle of decentralization na hopefully a lot more projects are really built by communities and what they call like DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organization. So in our view, the biggest opportunity and the biggest project in DeFi and in blockchain in general is really being able to create decentralized kind of money. And so we are actually, I think some of you are, or most of you are familiar with Terra Luna now. And we touched a bit about it in our last, episode where I was in. The decentralized money talaga kailangan siya within Web3 or crypto, because it's really, you think of it, crypto in general, it's not really an anti-establishment, but it's really more, I would see it as community owned projects or community owned assets. So I think siguro backtrack ako a bit, no. Ang best explanation na nakita ko for Web 1, it was everything was given to us, 'di ba? Yung for example, content, there was TV, we just had to or newspaper, there were publishers and we just followed, 'di ba, whatever they put out. And then Web 2 happened, we were able to get the source directly, 'di ba? We had social networks and social media accounts, pero still the control was still handled by centralized entities. So now with Web3, I think where the opportunity really lies is, I'm not saying na lahat magiging ganon, but I think we will see more projects wherein the users themselves own the platform. So can you imagine, I'll cite a specific example here. For example, Facebook, no? Or Meta na siya ngayon. We're putting out, its business is advertising revenue or advertising model. Pero karamihan ng creators ng content niya are actually us, 'di ba, the users. We're the ones that bring engagement to the platform. Pero the only ones that benefit from the revenues from advertising is the organization itself or the company. In Web3 model, all of us would be able to benefit. So merong share yung users as well. And that's really why I feel, the natural evolution of society is going there, because yun nga, it gives power to the people, di ba, na you create content, at least, if someone is making gains from that, you also gain from it. So hindi lang yung company or organization that is behind it. So everybody in a way gets to share from the economic activities. So in the same way, yung project namin, very important, no, for for a decentralized stable coin or stable currency to be present in the space. So we're currently building it. There are legal questions, especially with the regulatory environment across the world that we're trying to figure out. That's why we're still on stealth mode. But things I could say, it will be collateralized, so it will be backed by probably Bitcoin and Ethereum and a few other assets. It will be closer probably to like a maker, DAO and DAI mechanism wherein you can put in collateral such as Ethereum or USDC, and then you can mint DAI. So it will be a similar mechanism, but with a few unique features as well. But for us, the it will be native to ano as well. So we're building it with its own L1 layer one chain in the Cosmos ecosystem. Again, I think it's very important, no, for our space, and that's why in a way Terra with UST was able to capture the imagination of a lot of users, because we really need a decentralized equivalent. I know that USDT and USDC, they're centralized, they're called centralized stable coins. There's still a space for them, but I would say that a decentralized stable coin project is very important, because it really talks about like the openness in the space to to create a project that can go across different ecosystems. So I'm really excited, and actually for our listeners, I'm actually interested, since it's my role, no, I'm actually interested to hear your thoughts of like Filipinos who have built global brands. So I'm really looking at like that perspective, no, na how can because I think for a lot of us, mostly we are really users or gamers. I think the recent chain analysis report mentioned na number two daw tayo globally in terms of crypto adoption, no, next to Vietnam. In terms of, I think that's really in terms of like users, no, across as a percentage of population. So I think it's very important for us as well. Yun siguro yung last note ko on this aspect, no, na I would really love to see more Filipinos building their own projects on the space, because I think we have the talent, especially sa NFT side. No, I really see a lot of Filipinos creating their own collections. And I'm not part of the organizers, no, but I feel like we can plug in the upcoming I think Web3 festival that's organized by YGG.
Yes.
I really hope na we can learn from these events and bring opportunities to Filipinos.
All right. All right.
Very exciting, Jay. I just want to touch on a bit more about your project. I'm not sure if you can share this. I remember when you first mentioned this to me, you said it was going to be a better Terra. So how are you going to make it a better Terra? I know from the start you'd make it over collateralized, but being over collateralized doesn't make it as scalable as the algorithmic stable coin of Terra. So what improvements do you seek with your project that you can share to us now?
Yeah. So actually, I think at an initial launch, no, of the project, so that because technically you're still trying to gain, I don't know, you're still trying to gain adoption. I think it's very, and you're still trying to test the resiliency or the strength of the project. So in our case, we believe that it's very important to be over collateralized or fully collateralized at the start, so that if some people are using it want out, wants to go out, then they have there's a mechanism for them to swap it to more in a way stable assets. But we feel that eventually we can reduce the collateralization ratio. But I think initially when you're trying to gain adoption, and when you're trying to show na there's really a possibility for a community owned asset to become more mainstream, it's important to have that backing initially. And then secondly, so in a way Terra was pretty centralized, so it was controlled in a way by one entity and by one individual. So in our case, we're actually a team, from I think 5 to 7 countries. So we're that represented in the team. We're really looking at establishing a governance mechanism from at launch, wherein all the token holders as well as the other stakeholders like validators and including the projects building on the chain itself have a say in like the how the you know the chain and the ecosystem develops. Terra sort of planned for that at towards the end, like with the launch of like Luna Foundation Guard. But with us, we're looking at really having it at the launch, like at at the birth of the both the stable coin and the Cosmos chain.
All right. Jay, sobrang exciting to. For all the listeners out here, we hear and see your questions. Nako, Jay, humanda ka na. Ang daming tanong.
Yes.
We're gonna get to that in a second. Um, Crash course lang tayo sa stablecoins. Pag sinasabi ni Sir J, centralized and backed stablecoin, ibig sabihin lang yan, very simple. Tatanggap tayo ng cash and then that issuing entity will release 1:1. Kumbaga, kung nagtanggap siya ng 10 pesos, maglalabas siya ng 10 pesos na digital pesos. No? So that's the parang kumbaga pinaka-basic kasi 1:1 naka-back may collateral. Number two, is what Jay also alluded to, which is more of the DAI system or MakerDAO system where pwede ka mag-mint ng panibagong peso na stablecoin. But in order to do that, magde-deposit ka muna ng collateral. And all of this happens in the decentralized world. Walang bank teller na kailangan mong puntahan. Yun yung nakakatuwa sa Web3, diba, Jay? Hindi kailangan na dumaan sa approval process. It's
Yes.
just a bunch of code. Basta ang collateral mo has value big enough, then you can withdraw the stable coin backed by that collateral. Of course, pag yung collateral mo, Bitcoin or Ethereum, tas bumagsak in value, wipe out, mama-margin call ka, mapabawi yung
Yes.
stable coin mo, di ba? Kasi kulang na eh. Unless, magdagdag ka ng new value into that. So, very basic lang. But I think tama ba, Jay, no? The project that you're working on is in Cosmos and it's more similar to the second case, which is the MakerDAO system. No?
Yes. Yes.
Nice. Okay. All right. Kuha tayo ng questions muna because I think that, sobrang dami ng tanong and some of these questions are really good. But first, before that, Christian Caborian, I hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you too. Nakuha mo na ba yung free step-in shoes mo from last week? I hope you did. And I hope that you're already jogging it. Kudos to you, sir, for winning those free shoes. And of course, everyone listening, stay tuned in every Monday. We have this PDAX Fresh Money episode, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be giving out more exciting prizes. Okay, first question. Christian Caborian, what is special about using Cosmos? So, interesting to because Cosmos is one of the, in my mind, diba, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, yan ang pinakasikat. Cosmos siguro after na Ethereum. Ano ba siya? Is it an Ethereum? Is it more like Bitcoin? What is Cosmos all about?
So that's a really good question, no? And I'll share like two things. The first one is, so everybody is probably familiar that Ethereum did the merge, and actually the more important thing there is the shift to a proof of stake system, wherein you have validators and stakers that are in a way managing the chain. So Cosmos actually is the first cryptocurrency or blockchain that have been using the proof of stake mechanism since 2017. Basically, it's I know there are other projects out there that are using proof of stake, but I would say parang in a way parang Cosmos is the grandfather. I think 2014 pa yung the same with yung Ethereum 2014 meron ng execution, but si Cosmos 2014 pa meron ng white paper din. And then I think 2015, 2016 na finalize siya, they got other team members, and then 2017 they did an ICO as well, and si Jay Kwon and si Ethan Buchman yung primary founders no at the time, and then they created what you call now the three major parang elements within the Cosmos is number one is the Cosmos is Tendermint. yun yung proof of stake mechanism. Yun yung parang system that's allowing for validators and stakers to be part of the platform, 'di ba, to manage the chain. Second is the Cosmos SDK. Yun yung model na this is my thesis, no, that's why I'm heavily into Cosmos. Cosmos kasi there are two confusing terms that I want to clarify, no. So Cosmos is really the ecosystem. So it's like an ecosystem of different sovereign blockchains. And then there's what you call the Cosmos Hub, which is really the one represented by the token Atom. So siya yung parang, in a way, siya yung parang number one chain within the Cosmos ecosystem. It's currently, because the price has been appreciating for a while, top 20 na siya. And I think it will continue to go up, no, in the months to come. And then so Cosmos Tendermint, and then Cosmos SDK, and then the last one is IBC. So actually, it was just implemented this year. IBC stands for Inter-Blockchain Communications. So this is what excites me about Cosmos. So there are currently 50 chains already, within the Cosmos ecosystems, and IBC allows you to send one asset to any other of these Cosmos chains, within seconds. So it's like a built-in bridge. But so far, knock on wood, wala pa siyang naging hacks or exploits, because it's really part of you can think of it as like TCP/IP for the internet. So instead of like building a bridge, yung platform na Cosmos SDK mismo, meron na siyang built-in na parang communications protocol that allows you to send assets across different ecosystems. You don't need to build a bridge. So actually, there are projects now building IBC integration with Ethereum. So that's still up for for I think acceptance. But there are moves already. Currently, Near Protocol and Polygon are building integrations using IBC. So and as well as I think Polkadot is also working on integrating IBC. So I think the beauty of that is because parang part siya ng code eh. And then very simple lang yung mechanism that's being very simple lang yung code that's being used for it. It allows the easy communication. So medyo medyo hindi siya ganun kadali i-exploit. And that's really, I think IBC is the one that is in a way a killer feature ng Cosmos SDK. And then I think yung last term na medyo nakaka-confuse, no. So again, there's the Cosmos ecosystem in general. There's the Cosmos SDK, which is parang the platform that you use to build an app chain, an application chain. And then there's Cosmos Hub, which is what Atom represents. And then there's also a few other Cosmos, like may tawag din sila Cosmos modules, which are the smart contract modules, no, that you use so that you can launch a decentralized exchange or a money lending market on any Cosmos chains. So yun, I think right now there's a proposal. So there's a Cosmoverse event happening in Medellin, Colombia right now, that's bringing all the cosmonauts or the Cosmos blockchains working together. I think they're proposing na to when you say Cosmos, it only refers to the hub, and then like change everything to the interchain. Because I think yun yung parang para at least ma-lessen daw yung confusion. But again, I think going back, I really love the Cosmos ecosystem because my thesis really for Web3 and blockchains in general is na the future is really multi-chain. So it, and I think that's what the space speaks for, na hindi lang blockchain ko yung mananalo, parang lahat may potential, 'di ba? If there's enough community members that join a specific project, you can build your own blockchain. And ako for me and we've seen this DYDX, 'di ba, which is a big perpetuals exchange on Ethereum. They decided to move to a Cosmos chain because again, what it offers is sovereignty. So you have like full control over your parang hindi lang your application, but your security model, your how the economics work, and obviously the you can set na yung token mo is the gas fee token. So I think for some that's a very important consideration. On Ethereum kasi, if you're in a way, if you're an application building on Ethereum, you cannot change any of the security designs, diba? Because that's up to the Ethereum developers or Ethereum entities that are, doing the development. You can really just change the application specific programming. So yun yung for me what excites me about Cosmos, because if we look at the human nature, no, even now there are independence movements in some countries, no. So I would say na the application thesis, 'di ba, the app chain na application specific sort of project, it reflects human behavior, and ay gusto ko ng ganito. Even Ethereum, 'di ba? There are actually some of the projects that come out it is Cardano, 'di ba? May some project team member Ayaw, Polkadot as well came from the Ethereum. So I think we'll see more of that, and it's not necessarily bad, because if I feel na I can build a better mousetrap, I can build a better sort of gaming system, or a better blockchain project, then if I have the manpower, or if I have the skills, then go ahead. And that's really what excites me about Cosmos. So right now it has the largest application specific chains. There are around 50 already that are building on Cosmos, and I think there are the last report that I read said that there might be 1,000 Cosmos chains in the next 10 years, and then
Wow.
uh,
Seryoso ba yan? 1,000 chains? Is that credible, sir?
it was from the Van Eck, I think, investment group. Van, I hope I pronounced them correctly. Yeah, they're. I would say, with from zero last, like from 1 to 2 last year to 50 this year. I would say that it's really possible, because, like, even with our the project that I'm involved in now. Yeah, the devs spun the chain in like a few weeks. I can already like stake the some test tokens. We already have like a test net. The harder part is, like, to get the valid the the real validators on board, and for projects to build on it. But I would say that's what's special about Cosmos, that it's actually easy to launch your application specific chain or app chain.
Yeah, ang actually sobrang ganda ng the way you explained it, Jay. In my mind, parang Cosmos is kind of like gives you all of the tools that you need to create your own Ethereum. Tapos
Yes,
may settings ka na lang kung gaano ka secure mo gusto, kung mas mabilis, kung mas konti yung gas fee, pwede mo nang i-optimize or galaw-galawin yung settings. Kasi 'di ba may SDK ka. So for everyone who are new to this, parang it's a sort of toolkit where bibigyan ka lang ng tools to easily spin out your own layer 1, no, your own world computer. And then there's also the distinction between, and this is why actually si Cosmos, yung vision niya, in my mind, Jay, is it's a world of blockchains na iba-ibang use. So kaya doon nanggaling yung pangalan na application specific. Ibig sabihin,
yes,
isang chain pero one use lang. Hindi tulad ng Ethereum na medyo monolithic, meaning pwede yung mga tao gumamit ng DeFi sa Ethereum, NFT projects sa Ethereum, halo-halo. But then ang problema with that is hindi lahat same ang security requirements, 'di ba? So, if you're a decentralized finance app, tapos nagsasettle ka ng millions of dollars, kailangan mataas yung security mo. Pero kung game ka lang like Axie, hindi mo kailangan ng Ethereum, 'di ba? So, gagawa kaya nagkaroon ng Ronin kasi nagkaroon ng sarili niyang chain just for that specific purpose. So, ang pagkaintindi ko, Jay, and correct me if I'm wrong, yan, napakaraming nagbo-bloom na iba't ibang application na may sariling chain, 'di ba? So, and Atom is just one of the chains, pero hub siya. So, can we and this is a good segue also into the Atom question as well, no? So, Keiichi Shimizu, what is Cosmos Atom used for? So, for all listeners out there, again, the Cosmos SDK, and also what is it, Jay? The Cosmos Tendermint, tama ba?
yeah, yung Thunder Mint, yun yung proof of stake mechanism naman.
Yon. So, may mga toolkits ka, parang may hammer ka, may martilyo ka, may ano, may metro ka, ganon. All of those toolkits to create your own chain. Ngayon, ang tanong, nasaan pumapasok si Atom into the whole toolkit?
Okay, that's actually a really good question. No, thank you, Kichi, and it's an important one that we're asking today. So for the longest time, I think since 2017, no, since Atom in a way launched and the Cosmos Hub. So again, just briefly, no, so the Cosmos Hub. Look at it as parang they call it the hub and spoke model. So the Cosmos Hub is the main hub, no, or the main chain that was launched to illustrate the powers of Cosmos SDK and Tendermint. And basically, parang ano siya, parang the way they explain it, parang in real world setting, parang siya yung New York City, di ba? The center of finance. And then you can have any other cities, doing other different things or focusing on other things. Pero parang ganon. And tama ka, Pat, no? Ang vision talaga sa Cosmos is parang to be the internet of blockchain. So parang ganon. Maraming application-specific chains that are building on it. So Atom actually, this is the funny thing. No? For the longest time, Atom didn't really have a good value accrual mechanism. So meaning, the reason why you hold Atom was for validators to be able to validate the Cosmos Hub and for stakers. So the stakers that help secure the hub, we're getting I think right now we're at around 20% inflation. Pero yun nga, parang there was for me, what attracted me really for Cosmos was the real world utility. So a lot of the Cosmos chains that are building on it that I research on, they have, like, you have a decentralized cloud chain, you have a decentralized VPN chain. That was my primary motivation initially in looking into Cosmos. And then I found out that, all these new chains that are launching are airdropping to Cosmos or Atom stakers, to be specific. So actually the same as like the Uniswap, airdrop. A lot of these airdrops. So I think I've gotten maybe 6 really major ones. No, some are not really worth a lot, but like, yeah, I think since last year there were already 6 really major airdrops. You have Osmosis billing itself as like the interchain DEX. You have Juno, which is like a smart. They're billing themselves as like the best smart contracts platform. You have Ebmos, which just recently launched as well, which is the bringing the EVM compatibility to Cosmos. So Ethereum and Cosmos, so that's why it's Ebmos. So I would say that initially was the primary use case for Cosmos. So to secure the hub, to secure the chain. Secondly was to for the airdrops. But today they're fixing what they call like the tokenomics flow for Atom. So I think for the longest time wala kasi siyang cap on the maximum supply. So even though yung inflation niya mababa, since the maximum supply was infinite, the price wasn't really doing as the other, yung value accrual mechanism was not there, so the price wasn't really appreciating a lot. But today I think so again, this is still not verified. I think in 5 to 6 hours we'll know. I think the proposal is to put a cap on the maximum supply for Atom, and then secondly, they will be introducing some additional use cases. So actually, right now, I want to talk. I hope we have time. No, I want to talk about the 2 other sort of elements that are being introduced this year and next year to Cosmos. So what they call interchain security and interchain accounts. So yung interchain security, for the longest time kasi, yung isang challenge in launching your own Cosmos chain, you need to onboard, as I mentioned na yun sa project namin, yun din yung main challenge. You have to talk to many validators and onboard them individually, di ba? Kailangan kausapin mo sila. So for the longest time, kailangan may clout ka, di ba? Kailangan mayroon ka influence na and kailangan ma-excite mo sila para ma-onboard mo sila. But with interchain security, so for example, maliit ka lang na project pero gusto mo mag-launch ng sarili mong chain. So with interchain security, you can rent the validator set ni Cosmos Hub. So currently hindi biro yun because Cosmos Hub is I think the market cap is around 3.2 billion dollars. So hindi ganun kadali ma-exploit or ma-attack yung Cosmos Hub. So you can, if you're an application specific chain and maliit lang kayo na project, baka konti lang kayo, you can rent security. And ang kagandahan nun, if you rent security is yun, you don't need to onboard your own validator set, coordination, etc. And incentives to them. You just rent the security, economic security from the hub. And then for the stakers and validators, they can get, you can offer your token as incentives and yield, no, for the staking yield. And then secondly, yung interchain accounts, I think ito hindi pa siya, I think Q1 2023 yung illustration niya. But yung interchain accounts, so for example, your para madali na lang, no. For example, kunwari si Ethereum is part of the IBC protocol, yung meron na siyang inter-blockchain communication. So for example, nasa Ethereum ka, with interchain accounts, you can there's a mechanism from one Cosmos chain to another na kunyari gusto mo mag-swap, pero yung assets na gusto mo i-swap nasa blockchain 1 ka, tapos nasa blockchain 2 yung dalawang assets na may account ka rin doon pero gusto mo mag-swap. So you can do it using your blockchain 1 wallet to do DeFi activities or to do any activities on blockchain 2, blockchain 3, blockchain 4. So because yung design nga ng Cosmos SDK and Cosmos modules, parang na-incorporate na yung ganong actions, no? So parang ang labas nun, siguro para mas madali siya intindihin, no? Do baka hindi ganoon kaganda yung illustration, pero parang naisip ko sa kanya, parang kunyari nasa isang city ka, di ba, kunyari nasa Manila ka ngayon, pero yung bank account mo nasa Makati, for example, even without going to Makati, parang you can open, close it, you can move around. So the way I see it, parang ganun yung model niya na even without going out of that blockchain that you're in, you can do activities on another chain. So that's what interchain accounts it. And for me, ang biggest benefit nun, kasi di ba ngayon, you need to, ang biggest challenge ko ngayon, di ba, I'm in Cosmos, different, may 50 chains siya, and then I'm also in Ethereum, I'm also in Polygon, I'm also in Solana, I'm also in Near. You need to maintain a lot of wallets. So I think yung maganda, and di ba minsan, parang ganyan, kailangan mag-out ka para magawa mo yung gusto mo gawin sa isang chain. Di ba, for yung currently. So I think with interchain accounts, yung maganda, parang you can do immediately, di ba, kahit na dun ka sa, parang front end lang yung magkakaiba, di ba, na you can still do, even if you're on this blockchain, you can still do activities on another blockchain. Again, this is the vision. So we'll see how it really is in actual use case pag na-launch na siya early next year.
So sobrang exciting, Jay, for me. Ngayon ko lang narinig yan, interchain account. So since iba-ibang chain yan, iba-ibang app, kung kung nasa Juno ba is one of the projects.
Juno,
kung nasa Juno ka, you can use Osmosis. Osmosis is parang Dex, di ba? From inside Juno.
Yes,
Pwede mangyari yun. Oh
yes.
My God. Okay.
Medyo mahirap siyang no. So parang technically, even for Ethereum now, di ba, with it L2s, parang you don't need, di ba, kasi ngayon you need to click on like anong network. Parang di ba, it removes that na parang you need to keep changing channels every time you want to do something on a new chain.
Correct. Yun ang mahirap talon-talon ka. But now, I think pwede ka na magstay sa isang app, tapos di ka na you can do all your things even from other apps kahit sa loob ng app na yun. So I love it. Jed, let's continue. Sino pang ibang interesting questions for Jay? For Sir Jay here.
And related to Cosmos, no? So same guy, si Keiichi Shimizu. What other projects are being built on Cosmos?
Okay, again, this is not this is not financial advice. I think especially with what's happening now, I think it's very important to do your own research, and I think the best time to do that is during the bear market. So again, some of the examples that I've cited, I really like Osmosis as a decentralized exchange. You can it's really parang it's your gateway to Cosmos right now, because it's listing all the Cosmos assets, and all the other Cosmos chains. So that's the initial parang decks that you can go to to convert your your assets to any other Cosmos chain. There are bridges, but of course you can also send it from a centralized exchange, primarily Atom. So actually, that's another use case for Atom. It's the most listed Atom Cosmos asset. So it's the best way to get into the Cosmos ecosystem. So again, Osmosis, it has a very different approach, no. To I'm not a very technical person, but yung Osmosis, it has a very unique approach to the decentralized exchange model. And it's also, yeah, it's very easy to use. There's zero gas fees, so you can swap, to any asset with zero gas currently. There's also Juno. There are not actually a lot of things to do on Juno right now. But yeah, I think they're all under development. A lot of Terra projects are moving to both Osmosis and Juno. But what for me, what's special about Juno is they have this app called Dao Dao, which is really parang a platform for decentralized autonomous organizations to do their governance mechanism. So parang may ganon, you can launch your own token as a DAO, and then you can have your treasury there, you can make decisions from there. So yun yung parang for me nakita ko na magandang use case ng isang app ngayon sa Juno. And then of course you have Evmos, which is really bringing EVM compatibility to Cosmos. Excuse me. So from what I know, I think Aave and I think a few other major Ethereum projects are building on Evmos. Because again, Cosmos provides yung fees kasi are really negligible, and there's fast finality in terms of like the transaction. So actually, compared to Ethereum, I'm really used to like the Cosmos within like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, your transaction is done, and you can see the end result of what you want. So yun, Evmos is there. And then there are the ones that are, I think in terms of price, are not really good, but like I think in terms of adoption, they will eventually win. So you have Akash, which is a decentralized cloud. So currently, as you know, everybody talks about being decentralized, but they're all run in Amazon Web Servers or in Fura. I think 70% of nodes of Ethereum are actually running to centralized server. So, if the government or any actually attack vector wants to, sort of, do a blackout, a brownout, they can just target those central servers hosting, those applications. So, Akash is offering like, think of it like an Airbnb or an Uber, wherein it matches like if there's idle computing power in any computer around the world, so they can match you to users. And then there's also Sentinel, which is the decentralized VPN. So the same model. So if there are available nodes out there that can provide VPN services, so they're also matching it to users. So again, I think these are two critical services that will become more apparent in the future, because again, VPN, you don't want any centralized entity, not necessarily the government, but you don't want any centralized entity to be monitoring your movement, especially now. So I think for a lot of users don't know this. So your ISP can actually connect, based on your activities, DeFi activities, they can connect your wallet address. If this is the wallet address that you continually use, if the ISP is sort of monitoring that, they can actually identify na, ito pala wallet ni Pat or ni Jed, di ba? If they, obviously, if you subscribe to an internet plan, they have your name, there's KYC there. And then they can connect it to your internet activity, like if you use this wallet.
Oh, God. I
Yeah.
didn't know that na pwedeng gawin yun.
No, so yeah, I think that's really. So I was thinking around that, like not really worried of governments, but I'm worried of, like, bad actors who can look into your internet activity, and then they can connect, this is his wallet, or this is his, di ba? This is his
Yeah.
daily activities online. So I think a VPN will become really important in the future, and especially a decentralized one. Because again, centralized VPNs, you don't know if they're still lagging, 'di ba?
Yes.
They might not allow other entities to track you, but they might be the ones tracking you in the since
Di,
they're a centralized
di,
entity.
feel ko ano bang sinasurf mo sa internet? Kaya parang ayaw mo makita ang history mo, ha?
No, actually, I when I was going through like the list of Cosmos chains, I found Sentinel, and yun, parang sabi ko nga, when I was extrapolating it, sabi ko, may use case pala talaga. Kasi again, yun, initially, that's also what attracted me to Terra, di ba? Because they said like yung Chai payments in Korea, 2 million
Correct.
users were already using it. That's really my
Correct, correct.
main parang criteria in using a blockchain, di ba? Na merong parang ganun, may real world connection siya na ginagamit na talaga ng actual users. As opposed to other projects now na, di ba, sometimes you use it kasi sinabi lang na cool, ganun, or siya yung inting. But yun, so you have Osmosis, you have Juno, you have Evmos, you have Akash, you have DVPN, which is the token for Sentinel. There are a lot of other projects that are exciting within the Cosmos ecosystem. Yun lang, right now they're still about to karamihan sa kanila are still about to launch their applications.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Sobrang exciting, Jay. I'm gonna review after this Fresh Money episode. I'm gonna review the Cosmos ecosystem. Last
Okay.
time, I took a look already. Diba, Jet? And
Okay.
now even more parang mas dumami pa. But heading on to the next questions, ito maganda rin. Steven Cariasa, what is your greatest fear for the future of Cosmos? So, I think magandang tanong to kasi, Steven, pinag-usapan natin lahat ng everything that's good about Cosmos, right? But then, what's bad? What could go wrong for the future of Cosmos?
Well, to be honest, no, I've also been thinking about this. I think number one, we can take that out as a con because all the blockchains have that risk. No, yung again the code, it's also made by humans. So and I'm sure kaya karamihan ng mga applications ngayon na na-exploit, even bridges, they're built by humans. So even if you say na the code is the law, if the one who wrote the code made a mistake, then it's exploitable. So I would say na, pero yun hindi siya applicable lang sa Cosmos. I mean, all blockchain projects, since they technically were, coded or written by humans, then they're also prone to human error. So I think, but that's really a risk as well, no, to the future of Cosmos. I think secondly, specific lang to Atom, if they don't get the tokenomics or the value accrual mechanism right, especially with what they call or what they'll present, in a few hours, called Atom 2.0, I think the price will not appreciate. But what I like about Cosmos is even if the Atom price doesn't really perform well, it doesn't stop you from creating a Cosmos chain. And that Cosmos chain's token is the one that will appreciate. If it makes enough use case, then obviously the token of that blockchain or a sovereign chain will appreciate. So I think it doesn't stop anyone. So I think outside of yung parang hackable or exploitable, I don't really see any major risk to Cosmos. I think yung especially if matuloy yung current proposal, no, for IBC to be brought to Ethereum, I would just so there's actually a joke na Ethereum is an is a Cosmos chain. It just doesn't know it yet, because again, if it gets connected via IBC, then you don't need any bridges anymore, because you can swap, or technically you can send any asset to any other chain instantaneously through IBC. I think the biggest challenge to in general, no, to crypto is really the code, na yun nga, hackable siya since it's been built by humans. Secondly, specific to proof of stake, I think that the reason why it needs adoption talaga is because if you get 51% or more, so technically, a state actor or any entity with enough, with billions of dollars of resources can actually hijack a specific chain. So I think yun yung I don't really see it playing out. But if a state actor wants to end Web3, they can technically do that. With enough money power on their yeah.
Actually, Jay, you're so good. You answered two questions in one. So I'm just gonna say the question that you answered. Uh, is by John Villa Gonzalo. Is Cosmos not prone to 51% attack? So John, you just heard Kaiser J. It is also tama ba, Jay? It's also prone to the 51% attack. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
It's
Okay, good.
easier. So yun ang challenge, no? It's easier to do that in a POS as opposed to a proof of work. So
Oh no. Okay, on proof of stake, no. Okay, I didn't know that too. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. All right, moving on. This is a little bit off left field, no. Si Aljan Di Mencero, he wants to know because we talked about this earlier in the previous episode about Yellow Boat of Hope, no. So he wants to know, when was Yellow Boat of Hope founded?
So it started the idea actually in the first project started in 2010. But we registered with the SEC in 2012 because initially we thought na the story of the swimming kids was unique in Zamboanga lang in one area. But since we're an archipelago, we realized that there are actually so currently we're actually at around 200 communities around the Philippines. So even in my hometown in Cotabato, we have presence in the north. We actually have a presence in Zambales. I just checked in with them earlier, and they're okay, no. But there are some other schools na katabi nila na nasunog because of, I think, sa wiring, no, as a result of carding's impact. So yun, we're present mostly in Visayas and Mindanao, but meron ding a few in Luzon, especially Bicol. So yun, but we started in 2010.
All right, Jed, how about you? I think we're off to three more questions.
Right. So here from Mark Caceres. Is Cosmos an environmentally friendly token compared to Bitcoin, as this has raised concerns, especially Bitcoin mining contributes to global warming as it uses electricity for mining?
Well, I would say na lahat naman ng ano ngayon, no, lahat ng kind of activities, even with proof of stake, you need pa rin, 'di ba, validators who are running nodes, who are using, computing power. But obviously mas malaki lang talaga yung proof of work because yung you need specialized equipment talaga, no, to do proof of work. But I think ano yan, parang may misrepresentation yan nangyayari for Bitcoin. I know initially maybe it's in early years, malaki talaga yung ano niya, no, yung energy consumption niya. But I think the good thing about any new technology is mas open sila sa yun nga, 'di ba, sa mas to change their model. So I think a lot of Bitcoin mining companies now are embracing using renewable energy or investing in carbon credits, no. So I would say na just think of it this way, even your local bank, is operating a building, maybe probably 24/7 now, with all their servers. And think of the carbon footprint of that as well, as opposed to, like, maybe one floor for like a Bitcoin miner, for example, or even for a proof of stake validator. So I would say na it's the same criticism that you can say of existing financial entities who are still using are still also contributing to the energy footprint. But yeah, I would say that the proof of stake model is way friendlier than proof of work, which is what BTC has. But again, there are I think the pros for Bitcoin for that is it's really more economically secure, because obviously if you want to attack it, you need to invest, not only like financial firepower, but you need to have the hardware as well to make that attack successful.
All right. So another question from Mark Chua Perez: Is Cosmos developer friendly for those who want to start an application within the blockchain?
Yeah, yes. Actually, I think if you're already a Solidity, developer, or you're already building on EVM, I think yeah, there are a lot of resources. So there's what they call Cosmos Academy. You can just search it online, so it has all the technical sort of documentation, as well as there is I think the Interchain Foundation. So that's one of again, Cosmos is designed differently. No, so there's no Ethereum Foundation equivalent in Cosmos. There's like I think 10 or 20 entities that are contributing to the development of Cosmos in a decentralized manner. And there's what they call the Interchain Foundation, and they have an Interchain grant program. I think they provide specific grants to developers, to learn how to build in Cosmos. So I'm not, it's unfortunate that I'm not a programmer, but from my experience with programmers who are building on it, it's quite easy. It's quite easy, especially if you have some experience already with EVM chains. The only reason why I think a lot of programmers are still building on Ethereum and EVM chains is because of obviously liquidity. So currently, you've seen this like on DeFi Llama or on other, analysis, like blockchain analysis charts. You'd see like, 50, 60, 70% of liquidity is currently on Ethereum and it's L2s. So that's the only reason why more developers are building on the EVM chains. But I would say in the next 5 to 10 years that will probably change.
All
All
right.
right.
One more question from the community regarding on Cosmos. I believe this was answered earlier, but in case he missed it, and I think it's still worth highlighting. From Kip Jorvina, what particular security features are being implemented and developed by Cosmos that are unique in comparison with other platforms out there, which will fully ensure and guarantee the security and safety of the accounts of its users?
Well, I think I don't know. There are two parang ways to answer this question. I think number one, in terms of like the security of the blockchain, I think yeah, the same as what Ethereum now has, since it shifted to proof of stake. So again, it's still subject to that 51% attack vector. No, if enough validators collude, they can in a way hijack governance, and the chain. But I think yung in terms of safeguarding your accounts, and I think this is where Web3 is really very different, no? So it's actually what we call, diba, self-custodial, wherein even when you're using MetaMask, in the case of Cosmos, the primary wallet is called Kepler, KEPLR. There are others like Leap wallet, and also Cosmos Station, but Kepler is probably like 80% of where the 80% of the users are. So again, you're actually and this is where that's why I would recommend, if you're a beginner, you still use PDAX first, because it's easier to there's a customer support. Some you can really talk to someone to assist you, because again, it's a in a way it's a different model, no. But for decentralized accounts, like what they call self custodial assets or wallets, in the case of Kepler, you're really in charge of securing your seed phrase, and in managing your account. So I would say, siguro some tips lang, no. Don't save password if you're doing that, with your browser extension, because again, if that browser gets compromised, or if someone else gains access to your laptop or your computer, then obviously your account is compromised. But I would say that's really the difference. So a lot of like self custodial wallets actually don't have like customer service group. So what they have is like a technical documentation if you want to troubleshoot yourself. But I think that's the main difference between Web3 and Web2 in a way, because again, you're in charge of like safeguarding your own accounts.
Yeah, Jay, thank you so much for answering everyone's questions and for your patience. Personally, ako, I learned so much about Cosmos. But having said that, no, do you, and this is a personal question on my end, for all of the listeners here, and I'm assuming yung mga nakikinig ngayon, di ba? You're all interested about the blockchain, but you're a newbie, wala kayong masyadong alam, and also not much money to invest. But may feeling tayo na, the blockchain is a future, nakapaglaro tayo ng Axie konti, and na-realize natin there are many more exciting projects to come. What is some, can you give them some practical advice on how to make the most out of this, exciting the next few years of what's to come for blockchain?
Okay, thanks, Pat. That's really a good question, no? And a good way to end our Fresh Monday. I would say there are three buckets, no, to think about it. The first one is I think I mentioned this in the previous episode that I was in. Is to decide whether you're a trader or an investor. So again, a trader loves to do daily loves to do daily trading. So you again, the main concept there is to buy low and sell high. A lot of users, especially newcomers, buy high and sell low, so you end up in a loss. So again, very important, because ang challenge lang if you're a trader, you need to be there daily, to check the price and to be able to really keep up with the price movements. Being an investor, especially if long term ka, like 5 to 10 years, we all know na doon talaga papunta yung technology, no, na Web3 in a way, blockchain. Because again, adoption is really gaining over the last 12 years ni Bitcoin, di ba? It has only grown. And it's really a very special technology. And then it gave birth to Ethereum and a lot of other blockchain projects. So we know na papunta doon. So as a long-term investor, you can also like, if you can also take that perspective na you invest now, and then obviously there's a risk, no, na it will go to zero, especially if, for example, sabi ng project team, ayaw na namin i-continue or something like that. So you have to really do your own research to and ako, ang maganda dito is, like for example, Ethereum, it's been there since 2014. So malamang they will, continue. And the same with Atom 2017 pa. So I think it's very important for you to decide. Kasi again, I know of some friends who cannot be investors because gusto nila araw-araw may ginagawa or may nangyayari. So I suggest you be a trader, no? But again, you have to decide that. Secondly, I think if you have a skill set, especially now we're in a bear market, if you have a skill set that you feel that you can work in a black, I would say blockchain, no, not necessarily crypto lang, but blockchain project, Web3, then go, apply to as many opportunities as you can. The great thing about crypto or Web3 or blockchain is, in my experience, nobody really asked for your resume or your educational background. So I've known of like high school graduates, especially some developers. So the one developer study that I've looked at, 14% of the current developers. So I think there's I forgot how many thousands of developers are working on blockchains right now, but 14% of those surveyed, I think there were 300 people that were surveyed. So 14% of those that were surveyed said they only had like a high school degree or even lower. And then I think 10% said that they didn't learn it in a formal school. They just went online and then they learned from it, but they're being paid. So I think primarily 80% of the job posting right now are around programmers. So it's really for developers or programmers. So if you're a programmer, I would seriously, if you don't want to like put in your own money, then go work for a project. Actually, for my team, we're actually looking for Cosmos developers, and there are very few. really good ones. So we actually are having it. We are having a hard time find really good Cosmos developers. Secondly, I think 20% of postings are probably around marketing or community management and business development. So if you have that skill set, obviously, again, it would be nice if you're already participating on their communities. So Twitter, Discord, or Telegram. Because if you don't have experience, and there are a lot of people who have this experience, it's very hard to. Because again, it's still really a developer's world currently. It's very hard. It's a very tight market. If you're marketing or sales or business dev. But I would say the opportunity is there. I go through these forums. I've read someone who is a high school dropout in the Philippines. I forgot which part of Visayas, and he said like he's earning around 70,000 pesos a month. From
Wow.
yeah
On
from
what?
being from being a community moderator for like a Discord group. So I think he's doing like three he's like community moderator for three groups. So I've encountered not just Filipinos. So I've encountered people from other parts of the world who are doing this thing. And yeah, they're earning something to the tune of this amount. So I would say that if you don't have money, you can definitely do that. And especially if you're online naman, di ba tayo mga Pilipino, we're online, we're on Facebook. So why not do that on like, the blockchain projects channels and like, show that you have the skill set. And then third, I think it's very important for you to at least, especially for those that haven't dabbled pa, no, in crypto or Web3, you can join like Fresh Mondays, and you get to win 300 or 500 pesos if you get lucky. And I think if you I know of a few people who go to these types of activities, and they've been able to save enough to really sort of invest in crypto because of that. So I would say, if you if I would end with this quote: if you want it, you'll find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. So and yeah, again, for a lot of projects, they give airdrops, especially if they're still about to launch. If you're very active on Discord, or on some, if you participate in their Twitter activities, or if you're active on Telegram and Discord, they do give you airdrops. And there are faucets right now. So the concept of faucets is like, if you don't have the token to pay for gas fees, you can request it. Mostly like there's a page for the faucet, or you can go through Discord. So I would say there are really no reasons for you not to do it in a way for free. Again, just do your own research. My main rule there is, don't invest in anything that you wouldn't really use yourself. So I think that's a good way to, if you don't understand how it works, then don't invest in it. Even if people or influencers are saying to buy it, because again, if it has real utility, then eventually they'll get it right, or and the price will appreciate.
All right, all right.
Yeah, thank you so much for the
Kain tayo
insight.
ulit.
No worries. Napakasaya ng usapan.
Yeah.
Actually, I have more questions, Jay, pero like medyo overtime na rin tayo. But thank you so much. I learned so many things. Ayan, may mga tao pa nagko-comment about Lodi Coin. Oh my God. So, guys, baka gusto niyo invite natin yung mga taga Lodi Coin dito. Tanongin natin, ano ba talaga nangyari dyan sa project niya? Jed, why don't we close it out, my man?
Yeah, Jay. So this is a question that we ask to all our guests. I believe we haven't asked this to you yet in our first episode. So Jay, so far, who and what are you most thankful for in your crypto journey?
Well, there's really a lot to be thankful for. I think primarily, the accounts on Twitter. So that's one thing I like about crypto and Web3. So you can actually reach out to they call the OGs, or the old timers in from Bitcoin, Ethereum. And they if you make enough of a good point, they will respond. And even if you direct message them, so so I'm like connected to a lot of like and some of them even follow me on Twitter, like some of the not only Cosmos founders, but like even on other chains, like I'm connected to someone like the Ilya, who's like the co-founder of Near. You get to talk to the founder of Akala, for example, yeah, which is a stablecoin project on Polkadot. I think that's the beauty of Web3. They won't look at you as as like in traditional world, like a president or a CEO would probably not answer you. Especially if you're wearing shorts. But in Web3, you would see, even in a lot of like big events, billionaires are just wearing shorts, for example. So Sam, who's the founder of FTX, he just wears shorts in his conferences, in his appearances in conferences. So I would say that that's the best thing about Web3 is like the superficial elements or stuff we do away with. So I'm really thankful. I think primarily of a lot of Cosmos, OGs, but as well as like the space in general. So and that's actually why I was able to join this global team. So I would I'm comfortable sharing it. I probably applied to like maybe 50 projects, but most of them were, especially for a marketing and business dev role, they're looking for someone with really an experience already. But since I'm really an active community member within the Cosmos ecosystem for a year or 18 months now, 18 months now, so I was able to like build enough sort of what do you call it, enough influence or enough credibility, as to my skill set, as to like how I can manage communities, for example. So I would say that that's the beauty of Web3. Again, I'm really thankful that the space is doing away with the superficial stuff. So again, to anyone out there, this is another advice. If you have a question, I think this is the only space wherein you could get you could get an answer from the CEO or from the founder himself. And it doesn't matter whether you're a high school dropout, you're a grade school dropout, you're a street vendor. It doesn't really matter to them. If you pose a valid question, they will answer it. I remember just last story. I remember I forgot how his name is pronounced, but I think it's Gayesh. He's like the famous. When you search online, there's a famous 13-year-old developer from India who was able to build his DeFi app. So he actually got recruited now. He's working for like the gaming division of FTX, like GameFi Metaverse, and he's 13 years old. And I think what happened there was he because he was active on Twitter, and FTX saw that he was he had a good skill set, and so they offered him a job. So can you imagine, he decided like to leave school. I'm not saying you leave school, but like if there are opportunities like that, that are probably offered only in this space, and I don't know of any other industry that can do that.
All right, all right. Jay, that was a great ender. Sobrang inspiring, especially and also very relevant to all the listeners out here, guys. So, personally for me, yun din ang naging experience ko sa crypto. Sobrang flat lang. Walang airy mga tao. Kung may tanong ka, people will answer you. Ako personally, ang dream ko actually is for Vitalik if I could interact with Vitalik on Twitter or even take a photo with him. Okay na. Siya ang
Guess natin sa
celebrity
fresh
for
money.
me. Ha? Sorry? Yan?
Guess natin sa fresh money.
Sana, please.
Well,
Grabe.
you can try like message like tweeting to him on Twitter, and you never know.
All right. I'm gonna take your advice, sir. And if it works, sama ka sa amin. Interview natin si Vitalik together. Anyway, Jay, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you. We learned so much again. And I'm sure all of the people here listening also learned a lot about Cosmos, and of course practical advice, guys, on how to take advantage of this amazing technology, blockchain, and launch your own career here. Thank you, Jay, and I hope we hear more from you. Baka may part 3 ulit tayo next time. And hopefully baka kasama na si Vitalik there. Thank you so much, Jay, for your time.
Thank you
Thanks,
as well.
Jay.
And, to everyone, keep safe. I think maulan pa rin. So, and have a good night. Thank you.
Good night, Jay. Take care. All right. Grabe. Sobrang jam-packed, Jed. As in like, it wasn't even, I kind of felt na bitin tayo sobra in terms
That's
of
how we
time.
felt also the first episode.
Yeah, grabe. It's like si G is such a fire hose of information. It's good. It's good kasi sobrang naka-enlighten. I learned actually, even for me, matagal na rin ako sa blockchain. Pero like, and I also know a little bit about Cosmos. But I didn't know about the interchain accounts and all those little things. So sobrang enlightening. But guys, without further ado, for everyone still listening, it's time to announce all of the winners. Jed, why don't you do the honors?
All right, for the first 5 winners we will be announcing are the winners of the 500 pesos worth of crypto. So as I flash your name, I'm gonna dictate the mechanics, so don't worry. So for our first winner for today's episode is Christian Kaburian. Well, congratulations, Christian, our weekly winner of the Fresh Money prize list. So you just won 500 pesos worth of crypto. And as you know, you just have to take a screenshot of this stream and PM our Facebook page. And our team will get in touch with you with the next steps. And for our next winner is Keiichi Shimizu. So congratulations, Keiichi, for winning 500 pesos worth of crypto. All you have to do is PM our Facebook page and take a screenshot of this webinar and send it there. Make sure to have a PDAX account as well and have it verified so we can credit your prize. All right, then next winner is Steven Caryasa. Hold on, I'm looking for your name. Here we go. Congratulations, Steven, for asking this brilliant question. So once again, thank you for asking this question, and just take a screenshot of this webinar and PM our Facebook page in order to claim your prize of 500 pesos worth of crypto. And make sure to have a verified PDAX account as well. And for our next winner, the 500 pesos prize pool is John Villagonzalo. So congratulations, John. As mentioned earlier, just take a screenshot of this webinar and PM our Facebook page, and our team will get in touch with you. So once again, congratulations. And our last winner from the 500 pesos prize pool is Kit Jorvina. So congratulations, Kit, for asking this question. Again, just take a screenshot of this webinar, PM our Facebook page in order to claim your reward of 500 pesos worth of crypto. Then for our next winner, this person will win 300 pesos worth of crypto is Mark Caceres. So congratulations, Mark, for winning 300 pesos worth of crypto. Just take a screenshot of this stream and PM our Facebook page in order to claim your reward of 300 pesos worth of crypto. Make sure to have a PDAX account as well so we can credit your prize to your PDAX wallet. All right. And our second to the last winner, Mark Chua Perez. Congratulations, Mark, for asking this question because you just won 300 pesos worth of crypto. So just take a screenshot of this webinar and PM our Facebook page. Claim your reward. And last but not least is Aljun Vincero. Congratulations, Aljun, for asking about Yellow Boat of Hope, one of the companies founded by Jay. Once again, take a screenshot of this webinar and PM our Facebook page in order to claim your reward of 300 pesos worth of crypto.
All right. Good.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congrats everyone. And may mga nagtatanong, kung yung mga nagtanong lang ba ang mananalo. For now, yes, Kenji Di Maano Mesa. But I would like to say, in the future episodes, stay tuned guys kasi we're gonna switch things up a bit. We're gonna have different types of formats and more and different prizes to come. So please stay tuned every Monday during this time. Jed, before we tune out, I just like to point out some honorable mention questions. So, nakakatawa ang mga questions nyo, so I'm gonna just say it.
Sure.
Pero wala tayong prize dito, guys. But do you have the, I guess, privilege of being published in Fresh Money? All right. So, number one is Christian Samson Villanueva. Do you think Evan Peters is a great fit for acting Jeffrey Dahmer? Pare, what a great question is that. Galing. Pero you're really staying to the true to the spirit of AMA. Ask me anything. Nakakatawa. Jed, what's your opinion? What's your answer to this?
Actually, haven't watched the movie yet.
Yeah,
it's-
ako rin. But
So,
dahil
I
sa iyo, Christian, manonood na ako. Yeah, so honorable mention goes to that, my friend. All right, and then next is this is really nice question. Wait lang, I'm just looking for it. Do you have that? Do you have it? Ano, Jed?
Which question?
Okay, ito. Aljan D. Mencero. What does hope mean to you? Ito, that question. Aljan, congrats. You won the honorable mention. Walang prize, pero you get to be published on Fresh Money. What does hope mean to you? So I think, are you referring to the Yellow Boat of Hope or hope in general? But nevertheless, very interesting question and creative question. Congrats. And to everyone still listening, guys, Mark Perez, Delvin Glenn, Saloy Legarde, thank you for staying tuned to PDAX Fresh Money. Next week, we're going to have another exciting guest. Please stay tuned. Jed, I hope you're keeping safe there, my friend. And to everyone who's still listening, please stay safe. And we'll see you next week. All
Cheers,
right.
everyone. Bye.
Cheers. Goodbye.